Kyle, here goes your tires, buddy.
Video, Kyle?
Brand new ones.
You could have at least put the front ones on the back.
Lubing you right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That's very true.
We better be able to get two people on one train somehow.
Here it comes. Yep, that's it.
Because every time I'm in his office, he's sitting there and all of a sudden he just reaches like this and there's a piece of chicken in his hand.
I'm like, how much chicken is under your desk?
I overshot the R&D budget this week, so I'm gonna need that $250.
Lubing it right day and night.
Welcome. Another edition
Howdy.
of Hot Shot Secret Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It's April 2nd, episode number
83.
83.
See what I did there?
No?
I'm only gonna last at least 5 minutes instead of just...
There you go. So today we're going to be talking about FR3 friction reducer, our oil additive, and we're going to give away 2 lucky viewers some to try out. Or maybe somebody who's had it before, they get some more.
Then they're double lucky.
We try to look for people, new people, and I feel bad sometimes our regulars don't get in on it. So
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. And I think we'll be here answering your questions as normal. My bad, I just sat down like 2 seconds ago. You're supposed to carry the show.
That's why they have the intro now.
I know, it still didn't give you the time. But why don't you lead us off with our what we'd like to know this time.
But what would we like to know? Do you mean our weekly tip?
No, look.
Oh yeah, funny. That was what I was thinking. I want
I know.
to see everyone's project vehicle.
Yeah. So
So
I know,
some
know a lot of
folks-
people are at home.
Some folks are at home.
We never have time to get to those project vehicles. Now people got a lot of time.
Well, and homeschooling,
And homeschooling.
which project vehicles are a perfect example of homeschooling.
Right. So let's see them. Post up your project vehicle or let us know what you're working on. Or we like to see those. And, you know, our
Always.
products work well with project vehicles. Especially if you got an old one that you're kind of restoring. Well, let's restore the inside of the motor and the transmission as well. While you're at it.
Might as well.
Might as well.
Let it rip.
So, with a lot of people home from work right now, it's a great time to do your spring maintenance. So check out our latest blogs. We got the spring cleanup for your engine and 5 overlooked vehicle maintenance for some tips. Levi will probably show you where those are at. I don't think I've seen that one yet. I saw the spring cleanup. I didn't see the 5 overlooked vehicle maintenance. Did you get that in your email?
I haven't even been at my desk.
Oh, no.
Did you notice you could walk through the lab?
Yeah. I like it. Good job. Keep up good work, man.
Yeah, that took a little
So
while.
there you go. Check out our blogs there. We got some good tips and how-tos that we've been posting up, and now you got some good stuff to do while you're maybe some good maintenance to do on that project vehicle. So let's hear about it. And always for dual streaming, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you like and share. Make sure you click the little bell. We're here every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And follow us on Instagram and YouTube as well. Now it's time for our weekly tip. What's our weekly tip?
Keep your fuel tank full to avoid moisture.
Really?
Really?
Is that during climate changes or at any time?
Well, all the time, but it's most prevalent in climate changes. The big swings
Yeah.
causes condensation.
And what, just less, there's having it full, there's less room
There's less
for it
room.
to.
Right.
So if you have a very low fuel tank, you'll actually build more condensation in there?
Correct.
Because of the wall of the tank, is that it?
You're getting it.
Hey, man.
You know all the stuff.
Hey, man, I'm learning.
You should give the tech tips.
But one thing we also know is that when you do get a little condensation in the tank, there, a little moisture in there, we've got some great fuel additives that help disperse that moisture.
We do.
We talked about EDT last week, right?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was last week.
Okay.
EDT, we got a moisture dispersant in there,
Mm-hmm.
which will get that moisture to fall out of the diesel fuel
Demulsifier, correct.
and drop down to the bottom where your fuel your separator can pick it up. Plus, we got the anti-rust and corrosion inhibitor in there,
Mm-hmm.
so keeps it all nice and clean from that moisture.
It does.
So that's
It's
last
like-
week.
it's like we
it was
planned
like a
this or
quiz from
something.
last week. I know. All right, I think we're going to have a get to know us segment on delay. I don't know if we have our person ready yet. So we're gonna come back to that one. That's an interesting one. Did you see who it is this week?
Well, I saw it, but I thought it was going to be someone different.
Oh, was it? Is it gonna be a surprise for us too?
It's always a surprise.
It's gonna
for
be
us.
you if nobody shows up. All right. Let's see. Dealer shout outs. I forgot the dealer wall sticker. I'm gonna. Hey, can you text Eric? Tell him to grab those off my desk. Cool. We're gonna delay on those too. See, we were not prepared today. It's been busy
No.
around here.
I know. How's that possible?
Well, we'll get to it. So let's skip on to what's
It's
going
always
on.
busy in here.
Let's skip to what's going on. So how about TV Land?
TV Land is.
There's a lot of people watch TV right now. There's a lot of TV
Really?
watching. Yeah, it's through the roof. I saw some stat on it, like with a lot of people home and stuff. So
I've watched the same amount as I always watch.
yeah, you've been working too.
0. Oh yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
It's Truck U all weekend.
It's a Truck U weekend
Well,
for sure.
Not all weekend, but 10:30 on Saturday is Diesel Extreme and EDT. 12:30 is Stiction Eliminator, and at 1 o'clock it's EDT and FR3.
Man, get them all covered there.
Almost.
And then
What
follow up
about
on
Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, at 10:30 in the morning is Stiction Eliminator again.
Yeah. So
But a
got
different
whole
episode,
bunch
so
of
you're not
Truck U.
going to get
4 different episodes. Yeah.
right. You're not going to watch the same stinking
Nope.
one over and over.
Nope.
It's all going to be fresh and exciting.
It is. So make sure you
What
tune
about
in to
that?
Truck U this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Let's see here. Sales. We got the original EDT formula in the 16-ounce rounds that look like those things right there.
That one.
And the 32-ounce that look like these things right here. What do we call it? Our original formula. 86.
Original recipe.
86 the LX4 on that. They're going for $17.50. Is that right?
Jeez, oh Pete.
Wow. Good deal. Stock up. Yeah, I did. Regular $24.95, I think. Going for $17.50. So you can get that deal right on the website. You don't need a coupon code or anything. You can throw it in your cart and go. We're also offering a same big deal with our dealers out there. So if you guys are looking to stock up on EDT, call your AE. We're looking to get out the door. And we're, like I said, we had a pretty big extra stash we found of it. And we've really gone through it pretty quick. You guys have been buying it up like crazy. So, but we still have some more. It's getting towards the end. And our Love's Truck Stop deal is still going. So the My Love Rewards, it's a $5 extra bonus on a purchase of 2 bottles of Diesel Extreme. That goes through the month of April. And that's still going on right now. So for those of you on the frequent flyer program of the My Love Rewards, stop by your Love, stock up on the Diesel Extreme. It's a good time to get an extra $5 bonus there.
Right.
I think you should tell them to be in the loop.
Right. So sign up for our email so you can ignore it just like Kyle and still not know what's going on. So you have to watch the Facebook Live.
There you go. See,
Right.
I can show up here to educate myself on what's going on. Pretty much read off the sheet. There's the email sign up there that Levi's showing you. It's real easy to do. But a lot of good info there. And like I said, with a lot of the new content that we've been working on that's starting to come out of the pipeline now, we'll keep you posted on there as to how that falls. So I'm going to, let's check up on this
Yeah,
before we
let's
go.
check out some project vehicles.
So Frank Gotts Jr.'s in there. What's up, bud? That's our, and Dan Zelton. How you doing, Dan? JC Count says FR3 is like the old lady from Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I put that shoot on everything. It's true. It is very true.
You'd be yeah.
I use it for purposes not even approved too. Like I grease the garage rack with it. I put FR3 up on there. I put on my door slider. We fixed squeaky chairs in the office with it.
Pogo
but
sticks for kids.
vehicle wise, motor, gears, loves power steering. I always tell everybody, if you got a little bit of FR3 left in your bottle, put in your power steering fluid. It goes a long way. And we've been doing a lot of business with agriculture now. Hydraulics. FR3 loves hydraulics. And would I be leaking anything if I would say that, I don't see an R&D update in here, but did I hear that we're looking at some hydraulic something?
Not so mystery boxy now, is it? Yeah, we are Switching over to the ag department,
Yeah.
or ag sector, I should say.
So are we
working on some hydraulic fluids?
literal hydraulic fluid?
Yeah.
Is that going to have FR3 in it?
Well, of course it will.
Of course it will. My man, we got some dealer stuff in. Thanks, man. I told you I was
I
late.
fixed the DTS sticker, by the way, from last week.
Yeah. Diesel truck stuff. I yelled at Aaron for putting you down in the corner because he was being a smart mouth to me. So
That's what I do.
not only did we fix it, I had another one ready to go. So since it's such a small decal, diesel truck stuff, we're giving you a second one on the board. I believe it's our buddy Nick LaChapelle. So
Oh, we're doing this now.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. We're
So I'm
catching
off
up.
the hook on my sweet R&D news, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you got more? Everyone loves the R&D.
No.
Other than
Cleaning and reorganizing.
okay.
Sometimes we get...
But you did let out of the bag that we are working on some agriculture
Yes.
stuff, including hydraulic fluid.
He wants it. There's so many spots for these. How about like that?
You never pulled off the tape off Bluffton from last week.
No. I'm terrible.
All right, next up, we got our friends at Triangle Diesel Injection Sales and Service. That's a nice one. Put a little color on the wall.
Why do you do this to me?
I usually
So difficult.
I get them ready for you. Nice.
Not a good spot?
No, you're
Wait.
you're good, man.
We should probably pre-plan this so you're not upset.
Nope. Next up,
He gets all red. He's like, I didn't want that sticker there.
I just don't spread it out a little bit. That's all. Next up, Lehar's Diesel. You probably can't see it there, but he'll get it up. Repairs and sales. Get their hours on there if you need. All Cummins Power Stroke, Duramax. Find a good spot there. So thanks to Lehar's Diesel. Welcome aboard. Thanks for sitting your decal out. And if you guys have been watching any of the how-to videos and new content, I did notice we had a good shot on there recently.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one, too.
You got a big one coming up here. Oh my gosh, and I'm not going to remember the name. Oh, Don's going to kill me. Well, this is going to be big on there, so can't miss this one. This is a pretty cool decal. Can't remember the name of the dealer, darn it. We're going to edit this later, this live video edit later. But check out the decal. Check out that barrel.
That's nice.
That is bad. That is sweet. So there you go. That's gonna get some prominent play. Don,
Oh.
you just came in the perfect time. Don, who is this?
Snyder Fuels
Snyder Fuels
out of Pennsylvania.
out of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You wanna say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody. I just got stopped for a question before I could get here, so I'm running late.
Okay.
Imagine that, I got stopped.
Are you our get to know us?
I believe so.
Ah, come on back, Diesel Don. I thought we'd done you before, no?
No, you have not done me yet.
Okay. All right. So thanks to everybody who sent in their decals. That looks good, man. I like the Snyder Fuels.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It's cricket.
Looking good.
Big, small, you name it. Send it in, we'll put it on the wall. Again, influencers. I keep telling Brian Murs out there, if you're watching, let's get those retailers up there too. So let's get them in. So no surprise here, but Diesel Don Pollock is in the building. Welcome, Diesel. We're going to get to know Don a little bit. Now, I will say this, man.
It's already started.
Ricky set the bar pretty high. I don't know if it's been life changing. I've had like 7 different unicycle conversations with him since his airing. So, and he promised me to bring it this week, and I don't think he has yet. So
I think he may have it here today.
we have to get him to ride through the set. Can someone find Ricky and get him on the unicycle and a camera, please? I need to see it. So Don,
GoPro.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So Don, where were you born?
Bucyrus, Ohio.
Where did you grow up?
Bucyrus, Ohio.
I know where this goes. What was your first job?
Out of school or when I was still in school?
No, I like to know the very first one.
My very first job was working as a farmhand.
Picking up poop?
Kinda, yeah. Picking up poop. We did custom combining, custom hay baling, and so on. So my first exposure to diesels.
Ah, did they call you Diesel Don back then?
No, I won't tell you what they called me back then.
Where'd you go to school, and what did you like to study?
I graduated from Wintford High School near Bucyrus, and my course was technical. I don't know, I can't remember, but I was preparing for technical college, was what we called it back then. And my favorite course was a motor mechanics course.
Oh, imagine that.
Imagine that. It was part of the BOAG department, and we got to rebuild an engine in our year of school.
Cool.
What type of engine?
Small block Ford.
Wah, wah.
And
What's wrong with that?
One of big block Hemi.
Well, it's sort of a high school
Dude,
kid
right.
project, you know? But we weren't supposed to do anything other than stock. Well, I snuck in a 271 horse 289 cam. It was
Nice.
stock. It was,
Nice.
and I snuck in an aluminum intake because that was stock on a Shelby Mustang.
And a stock nitrous kit.
This is pre-nitrous days, actually.
Don't date yourself, Don.
Yeah, I
Don't
know,
date
I know.
yourself. So,
They had nitrous in 1984.
I know.
This
I don't
was
know
not
what you're talking
1980.
about. Trying to help you out, Don.
I know.
All right, so did you play any sports growing up?
I played a little bit of football and ran some track. Never really got into it though. Just
What position in football?
bench.
It's my favorite.
Yep. What is your favorite hobby? I think I know this one.
Cars.
You want to tell them what kind of cars? What's your favorite car?
Well, my favorite car or
No.
what I have?
What do you, what do you have multiple of?
I have AMCs, Ramblers.
He's a Rambler man.
Rambling man.
That's cool, though. You knew what you're into. What's your favorite holiday?
I'd say Christmas, just because it brings the family together.
Common answer. Favorite beverage?
I'm not much of a drinker anymore, but a cold beer still tastes very good once in a while.
Well, you got to pick a brand or type.
You know, Michelob Ultra.
Free.
Cold and free, yeah.
That's true.
Two favorite brands.
Too much Michelob Ultra drinkers around here. They get everybody watered down now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your favorite TV show or movie? Final question. Actually, we'll have another.
TV show is NCIS.
Hmm.
And movie, it's either got to be American Graffiti or Bullet.
Nice.
No two-lane blacktop.
No.
Nice. All right. I always like to throw in my extra number 10, and I never ready for it because I never knew who's going to be out here. I'm going to say, give me a vehicle you once owned you wish you still had.
How long do we have?
We've got 41 minutes to go.
In the past, I've owned 3 1967 Shelby GT500s, a Sunbeam Tiger, a 71 Mach 1, a 70 Mach 1, a 66 Mustang GT, a Cyclone GTA. Probably the one I'd like to have back would be the Sunbeam Tiger, though.
No kid.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Sunbeam was owned by Chrysler at one point.
I did know that only because you once told me that.
I had to put the Chrysler connection in there.
So, what I'm confused about is that whole nice list you just named. How'd you end up with a bunch of Ramblers?
It's called getting married and having a family and having 2 daughters,
Oh,
et cetera, and sending them to college and stuff, and getting them married off, and it's life,
Yeah, and you had a garage. You still have a spot up there, right?
Yeah, I have a
it
shop.
was a dealership at one point, right?
Well, the shop I have was the shop part of a used car dealership I had.
Right.
The used car dealership's long gone, but I still own the shop, and it's full of stuff.
I bet some
Treasures.
Exactly. So, Diesel Don is a wealth of information for us here. I feel bad for Don because he fields 85% of the questions when somebody doesn't know something. Don usually knows it, so he's often getting knocks at his door. But you know what, man? You made that bed with your history of automotive. So, and when did gasoline Don turn into diesel Don? When was that switch made?
That's been about 4 years ago now, about 3.5, 4 years ago, after I started really getting my feet into this here at Hot Shot Secret, and it all clicked with me.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Here he is. Well, there you go. Now you know a little more about Diesel Don. One more question. Do you drive a unicycle at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Keep it on two and four wheels. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Don. Don is now off the list of targets we have here.
Target.
We still got, another thing about it, we still got quite a few people here that haven't been through the wrath of get to know you yet.
Right.
So, I think we should always throw your question in.
Nah.
Your regular one.
I've got several others.
Let's see. Eric Wilkes says, help from Arizona. I'm hoping that's hello. If you need help, please let us know. We'll send help.
Call the 1-800 number.
Yeah.
341-6516.
Frank Jr.'s in. What's up, Frank? Thanks for sharing, Levi. Joshua's in here. Clinton Gaskins is loving the warm weather. Yeah, I was just outside. It's kind of like a chilly breeze, but man, the sun's warm. It's nice to see the sun for a while. Clint said, I heard FR3 fights the coronavirus. Untrue. We would not be able to pass that through our legal department. So it does not fight the coronavirus.
It just kills it.
Not everything else. Look, Barry Pollock's watching. Was it Don?
I don't know.
Was he watching live with himself on live?
He could.
We never know. He's a man of mystery. Chad Myers.
73.
73. Hey guys, what's up? Hope everyone is healthy. Yep, everyone's doing healthy around here. So far, so good. What's up? Dorian Rain is logged in. I drank LX4 and my Corona is gone. So maybe the LX4 is the ticket. No, we didn't subscribe to that. My beer. I can't find my beer. Dorian. Let's see. JC says, is Kyle's mom watching today? I haven't seen her logged in, but I'm sure she probably is. JC. I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you a story about JC. I talked to him this week. He's one of our dealers down south. He had, when I went live from the Florida race, and on the Hot Shots page during I think the Pro Street class, and I looked down, and my mom, of course, had chimed in and said, love you, Kyle, whatever, something like that, like she always does. And I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to catch the race, And I looked down, and JC had commented, like, tell your wife you love her. And I looked down, I see that comment, and I related to my mom. So I'm like, dude, that's my mom, this kid. You had to be there, I guess. But I went back and I actually watched it live and saw what he was talking about. So JC's a good guy, though. He's actually going to, I think that's going to be some G56 stuff for you. We'll see. Let's see. Mary Pollock says first Shelby.
That's the one she wants back.
That's right. So she already knows. Greg Jolly says, hey girls, how you doing, Greg? Y'all got any more of the EDT with LX4? We got it with and without, as Levi posted there to let you know. So without further ado, we're going to get into our topic du jour, which today we're going to be talking about FR3. I like to call it our magic sauce. As somebody pointed out, we use it in everything. Well, matter of fact, it goes into a lot of our products. I like it. There you go. We use it in all of our oils. So, it's one of those things that it's a product we believe so strongly in, and I know from an R&D perspective, it's probably the most advanced technology we have. And the good news is, what a lot of people don't know, which a lot of people probably don't know the FR3. The 3 stands for patents. We have 3 different patents on it. So not only do we
What if we have more?
We're going to have to call it FR4 once we get more.
No, we have more.
Well, we have more. Well, then we have 3 main.
Right.
That
3 patented ingredients. There's
Correct.
more than 3 patents on the product.
Would you like to educate them a little bit on those
No.
patented ingredients?
Several of them are on the surface treatment for the nanocarbons to keep them in suspension,
Right.
but we don't count that.
And I'll tell you,
But
that's
it's-
what, if we were to get
Man,
down into the nuts and berries of FR3 today.
Nuts and berries.
Nuts and berries. That's some.
Is that a real? Is that a real phrase? I've never heard that
I
before.
think I just pulled it out. Sometimes these happen. But one of the unique things about it, we talk about FR3 a lot, but some of the cool things that we don't tell people all the time, that's really what sets this carbon nanotechnology apart. At the end of the day, we're reducing wear. That's your end game goal, is to reduce wear. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat. Molybdenum has been commonly used. Moly, as we see that in a lot of stuff. For years has been used. Well,
Right.
the carbon approach we're using is more of a newer technology, and a lot of places, a lot of people have tried to go down this road. What
Yes,
sets us
they have.
apart, one of the main things are, some of them even put products out that are not quality because carbon is very, very difficult to keep in solution. It literally will fall to the bottom of the bottle, and that's one of the patents we have. That's one of the key things of that 3.
Phew. It's more than just one.
There's more.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know one
We'll just
aspect
say-
of it is
Right. We'll just
so
go
he
with
won't
it.
tell you how many patents.
No,
he has.
no. I'm.
But it's
I'm
what
not
it's
Hot Shots.
really what it's kind of the code we cracked here at Hot Shot Secret. Thanks to our lubrication experts, they figured out a way to keep it suspended in solution. And as we get into how it works, you'll see why that's so important. But at the end of the day, any additive we're talking about, if you can't keep it in solution, it's going to fall to the bottom of the motor like it would fall to the bottom of a bottle.
Right.
So if you can't keep it up there, and that's a good thing with our carbon technology. I don't know anybody else that's doing it right now, and we know how.
The other players in the game are long gone.
I've said many times before. Also, we could give a cookbook, a recipe of our FR3 to people, and they can't make it.
Right.
Like they wouldn't know how to do it, and that's what protects us from us. Additionally, I'll give you another secret about FR3, which is unique that our listeners can know, is one of the key components of FR3 we have exclusivity to, I believe in, North America, South America, Europe?
Yeah.
We've got on lock?
Just the Americas.
Just Americas?
Yeah.
So
Right now.
nobody can nobody can even touch this chemical
Right.
other than us. So when we found out the advantages and the future of what this product can do, we locked it down. I mean, it's not easy to do, to get exclusivity like that, to get patents like that, but we knew how important it was for the future of the company. And even at that time, if we reverse the clock back to when that first happened, we know so much more about it today than we did then.
Right.
And it continues to blow our mind on more technology that we're developing with it. But it all comes back to the original, our FR3 formula and the carbon nanotechnology in there. So know that it's really good stuff. It's really unique. Only we can do it, and we got on lock so nobody else can even try, even if they knew how. All true stories?
Almost. If they would like, we can sell it to them.
You can buy this stuff. It's
From
amazing.
us.
Yeah.
Right. You want to buy
Well,
some raw materials in bulk? Give me a call.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You want to
Yeah.
play with it.
Why
Interesting.
not?
Interesting. So
I'm not afraid to sell stuff.
overall, what is FR3?
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
It's a friction reducer. It minimizes wear.
Mhm.
We just get fantastic byproducts, as I'll call them,
Right.
like fuel efficiency and horsepower.
Right.
That was a weird horsepower.
That was weird.
Horsepower.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I often say friction reducer might not be the best name for the product,
Right.
just because it puts it in a category of friction reducers, and it's so much more than that. It really goes far and above anything on that friction reducer category.
True.
You're gonna hate me because you and I probably don't agree on this one.
I
but
hate
I remember
you already. This isn't going to change my opinion.
True. So one of the unique properties that we found with it,
All right.
and we'll get into what does it do, how's it work, kind of stuff here in a minute. But getting back to keeping the carbon in solution, in suspension.
All right, here we go.
Well-
Let's hear it.
So and this from Chris himself.
I know. We're fine.
We reduce friction by, and we'll get into how, they're basically, the carbon is little ball bearings. They could find any voids in your metal, and whether it's brand new build on the machining marks or an older motor's got wear. It's going to fill those valleys. It's going to give you a flat film layer to build a film layer off of our nano lubricant right on top of it. So you're going to get the natural reduction of wear.
This would be the perfect time for a whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
We don't have
Snap.
we don't have a whiteboard assistant.
Yeah, whiteboard assistant. So
I tried.
it's so from that aspect, that's what people commonly understand how the friction reducer actually works to reduce wear, which actually brings the heat down.
Correct.
The less metal wear, the less heat. Well, what we were finding is that the heat reductions that a lot of our race car drivers report to us and that we see, and I know it's usually one of the first things people see when they run FR3 in their motor, they'll see their operating temperatures drop. We couldn't quite explain the drastic reduction in heat simply from a friction reduction. However, you know where I'm going.
I do.
I'll go there anyway.
I think.
So
Well, I don't know.
part of the theory.
It's hard to tell where you're going to go.
I know. Part of the theory is,
just sitting
of
back
course,
waiting
we
to-
are reducing wear a great deal, which brings the heat down. But also, the carbon itself is a natural conductor of heat,
Correct.
and allowing the carbon to stay suspended in the oil, basically, in my layman's terms, you're having little heat sponges that live in the oil that can actually pull heat from the oil itself. And
Correct.
I got to correct out of him.
I'm going. Right. How about that?
Amen. Amen. So it's not just the wear reduction, like we're reducing heat, but actually the oil itself, the carbon in the oil, suspended in the oil, is actually pulling heat out of the oil. And that's how we see the combination of those things, we see such a drastic reduction in heat. When you reduce heat, that's where we're making more power, we're getting more efficient, we get more mile per gallon. So there's a lot of crazy stuff in this technology that's making it work. And we're still learning more.
Yes, nonstop. That's the way it goes.
So you're all for my suspended carbon heat
Yeah, I
reduction?
just have a question, Kyle.
Okay. I don't know if I have an answer, Aaron.
If the carbons are suspended, but you said they stick to the surfaces of the metal, how is that possible? Make up your mind.
Okay. I don't know.
Is that a good one?
Well, it's going to be all in the oil, I assume.
No, it's.
We talked about this. You never gave me my answer. The answer.
Oh, really?
No, you never did. So you just put me in
See,
live.
here's
live
my
Facebook
here's
and
my
left me hanging.
here's my whiteboard. It only attracts the carbons on the edge closest to it, so the rest of it's
the
still in
fingers?
suspension. Nah, just the small
On your
portion.
chain of carbons.
No. So your fluid. Here we
Okay.
go. This is your fluid path.
Okay.
The ones on, just the carbons on the outside that are close enough to get that,
To catch the wall.
catch the metallic
Right.
or the magnetic fields.
You're talking about two
Basically,
pieces of metal
Magnetism.
under a microscope. They're actually, all rugged, spaced apart.
Way out here. Though.
Yep.
Yep.
And the oil that's between those two pieces of metal,
Correct.
just the outer parts of the oil are actually clinging to the walls of the metal.
Correct.
But the middle flow of oil that's actually separating two pieces of metal
Still has
keeps
the
it
nano.
suspended in there.
Correct. Interesting, huh?
I like it.
Because that's a make up your mind. You said suspended, and now they're on the walls. There's going to be there's the answer. Because some folks are going to be inquisitive. Right.
Duly noted.
All right.
So, next question, and generally speaking, how or what does FR3 do? How is it actually how is it actually making that bond when you're actually
The
talking
ester carriers, the group 5 esters.
because it's group 5.
Yeah.
Group 5 esters.
The polarity pulls it against the sides of the metal surfaces.
Right.
Makes
And the polarity
makes it-
allows it to bond there.
Right.
And then really I think when we talk about esters, this goes back to your whiteboard. I wish we had your whiteboard from the oils. We're talking about down from group 2, group 3, group 4. The more consistent size they are.
Right.
I always go back to crazy analogies Chris has. Well, he'd say if we filled a gym full of balls and we wanted to run and slide across all the balls, and you got beach balls and you got basketballs and softballs and golf balls and all different sizes, it's hard to get. That's like a conventional group 2 type of thing.
Right.
Once you get up to the higher levels, specifically an ester like that, these carbon nanos are all the same size.
Well, you switch subjects.
Okay. Correct
Before
me.
the carbon, the group 5 esters, not the carbons.
Oh yeah. The group 5 esters are all the same size.
But
So that's almost like laying the gymnasium with like BBs.
Right.
And you can slide right across that, and that's the film layer that we're trying to build.
that's why they have the mats on the walls for those demonstrations.
So when you slide all the way across, you get some protection.
Right.
And so that
Bricks
gives us a flat film layer, and that's important to not have those nooks and crannies and the wears that we see in metal and everything. If it's not flat, why is that hard for the oil to build up a layer to? Is it just breaks it down?
Eddy currents, turbulence.
Eddy currents. When you mean eddy currents, that's when we talk about the difference
Swirlies.
between if you look down a river and if you're sitting on a river bank and you notice that in the middle of the river that it's flowing pretty quickly.
Right.
But as you get closer to the bank, it's actually not flowing as fast. And then as the bank's rough, you'll actually see the eddies and they curl up and there's not much flow over here. Well, that's the same thing that's going on inside your motor, inside your engine. Think of the banks, the banks of the river being two pieces of metal that are essentially almost touching, and we're lubricating with that oil and that FR3 in between. Well, the more we can clear out those eddies and banks and make them completely flat, like imagine a wall on each side, like a what's that thing I'm thinking of? Like a canal.
Okay.
Like,
I thought you were going to say, damn.
You're gonna get a straight fast flow from the center all the way to the sides. It's the
Right.
eddies that slow things down. There is another crazy long way around me explaining how that FR3 works. Is the carbons in there will get into those eddies and start filling them up until it's
So
completely
it builds
flat,
a canal. Right.
and it makes a canal for you on both sides. Once it's flattened both sides, our lubricant can just fly through there as the width of the river, and you don't have the eddies on the side slowing down the outside.
Number 3, how it reduces temperatures. Reason number 3.
I'm ready for number 3. I don't have one.
That was it.
Oh, that's why. Right. Yep. So we're getting more oil flow?
Correct. It's not creating the hot spots from the eddy currents.
Oh, I got
basically.
you. I got you.
So that just builds heat and builds heat and builds heat. When it's flowing smooth, it's pulling it away.
Well, boom.
Bam.
Helps even more for heat reduction then.
Right. This stuff's amazing. What can it do?
So, what do you use it in?
Everything that has oil
Right.
is the short version.
All right, so let's address things that we run into in customer service sometimes. Can you put this in an automatic transmission?
Absolutely. What? I know. For a long time, we said no.
And today we're saying yes?
Absolutely. No, we just didn't have enough data to prove it. Then we did a bunch of testing with our good friends down at Firepunk, and ta-da! It actually improved the horsepower, and there was no slippage with all their fancy sensors that
Right.
they're data logging. It's like, okay, we're not slipping. The nanos aren't causing any issues between the clutch steels and the clutch plates, so
Right.
and it reduced temperature and made a little bit of horsepower, like golden.
So,
So all of our automatic transmission fluids now contain FR3.
FR3. Now, what about a manual transmission?
Do you want me to say this or not?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can use it.
Absolutely. We've
And-
always been cool with
Yeah,
manuals.
absolutely. And well, there may or may not be a few new manual transmission
So we haven't
fluids
tested
coming out.
on, right?
But the one we were the most worried about was the synchromesh transmissions,
Yep.
and our fluids. Our test fluids from R&D contain FR3, and so far so good.
What about like G56 or?
Oh, that's definitely got it in
Yeah. What?
it. No, normal amount.
Normal amount. Which the normal amount we should say is 5% usually, right?
5%.
So regardless of the application, we want to put a 5% dosage in there.
Right.
So that breaks down to 1.6 ounces.
Right.
1.6 ounces per quart. Our bottles say 1.5, an ounce and a half,
It's
because
easier
people can't
math.
measure 1.6 ounces. Technically, it's 1.6 ounces per quart.
Carrying the one's hard.
It's hard, but
It's probably the heaviest.
usually that comes really challenging when we're trying to figure out dosage for like a power steering, because usually sometimes these power steerings are very small. I mean, you might need a capful, and you're good.
Oh, no, it's just a lot more than that.
Depends.
You forget about, depends on the rack and pinion, how much that takes, the lines,
True.
the worm gears, depending on what system you have. It's usually about 2.5, 3 ounces.
Can you overdose on FR3?
No. Depends on the application.
Sure.
The more you add, definitely in an oil, you just start reducing the other additive package.
Right.
So your zinc,
It
phosphorus.
could at some point, if you really overdose, affect viscosity a little bit. I think FR3 is around a 30 weight.
Yeah, 30 weight.
But in short, we've had some people that have put in a 2-quart bottle when they needed 1 quart, so they have a whole extra quart of FR3 in, and they're, flipping out. Do I need to dump all this? And technically, no. I mean,
Depends
you're going to be all right. We don't want you to do that, but the opposite side of that are people that say that use FR3, love it, see the gains on it, and say, a little bit's good, so.
Right.
A lot must be awesome. I'm putting 2 quarts in next time.
No.
We've formulated this to the peak of performance. You're not going to see any more gain off putting more than 5% in. We tested. The formula you guys finished with was the peak of the gain. So we always say the only product that we have that a little bit more helps really comes down to EDT, and we do have a performance dosage.
Right.
It's a 6-in-1. It only really improves like 1 or 2 of those. The cetane goes up, and our lubricity, like LX4, you can have an increased lubricity by having more. Everything else, and specifically FR3, stick to the 5%. Sometimes this comes up a lot when I have somebody who's got, say, a 16-ounce bottle, and they might have like an 8-quart motor, and they say, well, I got an 8-quart motor. That calls for 1.5 ounces. Calls for me to put 12 ounces in. I got a 16-ounce bottle. Is it okay if I pour the whole thing in?
But
I would rather
let's
keep
put
that
it in
4
your
ounces.
lawnmower.
Exactly. Like a
Let's-
little bit of effort
Let's
goes such a
lube
long
your
way.
garage door tracks.
It's not going to hurt anything, but it's just you're not going to get any more
Yeah.
gain. If you've got an extra ounce, 2 ounces, 3 ounces, 4 ounces of FR3,
Power
go
steering.
find every single motor you have and put a little bit in. It really is worth it. So don't throw it away. Don't overdose your vehicles. Find something else for it. Like we said, differentials,
Nobody's
hydraulic
throwing it
system.
away.
Well, I have had people say it's not enough for my next time, and you could toss 2 ounces. I'll take it. One of the common questions we get is, can I use FR3 with Stiction Eliminator? Now, as we've talked, our oil program that we recommend for any vehicle on Earth, diesel, gas, you name it, our 2-step oil treatment, is to start off with Stiction Eliminator, which is a similar in the sense that it both cleans and lubricates at the same time, but it is a very heavy cleaner.
Right.
It'll really going to get everything cleaned out. FR3 is one heck of a cleaner itself. It's just not as potent of a cleaner.
Right.
It'll get your engine cleaned out, but it'll take longer than Stiction Eliminator will. So step 1 is Stiction Eliminator in your first oil change, and you follow that up with step 2 with FR3. You can run FR3 for 2-3 oil changes before we recommend going back to a dose of Stiction Eliminator to do another deep clean out. Well, some people ask, can I use it at the same time? The answer is
Apparently funny because Levi's having a good time. The answer is sure, you technically can. They're totally compatible, but just stick with the recommended FR3 dosage and you're fine.
the
But
answer
wait,
is don't do it. Because you don't
But
need
what-
to.
But why?
Because there's FR3 in Stiction Eliminator already.
But why?
But why what?
Would you put FR3 in Stiction Eliminator?
Well,
Because it's awesome.
yes. And a lot of times people look at these things and they see the main benefits that you get out of
Right.
Stiction Eliminator, the cleaning side, and they'll see the main benefit of the friction reduction in the FR3. Truth is, both those products clean, reduce friction, lubricate. They both have very similar in-game results. They just have a different target.
A little
they-
more
they have the-
specialty.
They have different strengths. Specialties is the way to
Right.
put it. So you will get the same benefits out of FR3 by using Stiction Eliminator because we actually blend FR3 into the Stiction Eliminator. So I usually tell people if they're going to look for an oil additive out of the gate, if it's a brand new vehicle, you obviously don't need to use Stiction Eliminator right away. Jump on FR3 right away. Not only is it going to clean it, it's going to keep it clean on a motor that's already clean. So you run FR3 out of the gate, you would never even have to use a real a clean out dosage of Stiction Eliminator
Right.
ever. I'd still run some Stiction, a normal dose of Stiction every fourth oil change and everything, just to clean out the carbon deposits and everything. Nice, good flush. But FR3 will keep you clean if you're using it from the start. You have an older motor or an older vehicle or a used car you just purchased, Stiction Eliminator is your best
Yeah.
friend. We have a lot of dealers actually that are used car shops that literally buy used cars, they buy them from auctions and whatnot,
Yep.
and they put a bottle of Stiction Eliminator in every single vehicle. And is that for me? Is this your giveaway?
It is now.
All right.
Ta-da! April Fools.
What? So I just think it's important that people don't use both of them. Are you gonna hurt anything? No. Are you wasting your money? Yes. So
Do we like money? Yes, but
unless-
we're-
if you guys want
unfortunately,
double
we're
quad
honest.
products, we're good with it. What do you feel is the most misunderstood thing about FR3?
most misunderstood.
Uh huh.
I don't have an answer for that.
What's
Do-
that?
Oh no, we're not gonna. No.
No?
I
Yeah,
don't-
nothing?
I don't have that. No.
All right.
Do you have
I would
anything?
say the biggest thing that we always get usually is on dosage or something like that. Again,
Yeah, I think you nailed it with the
1.6 ounces per quart is the way to
optimization
go.
of
And remember our
dosage.
tech tip from last week? It displaces the amount of oil that you're
Right.
pouring in. So if you're pouring a quart of FR3, leave your engine a quart shy. The one like layman's version of explanation of FR3 that I would give to my great grandmother would be, it is just like we talk about Stiction Eliminator being an engine restorative. FR3 is an engine protective. It's going to extend the life of any engine that gets in. I believe the wear reduction on FR3 is 42%.
43, close.
See?
Numbers, words, no good. Numbers.
So 43% reduction in wear.
Right.
So think about that. Every engine eats itself from the day it's born. You're slowly eating that engine until that engine ends up in a junkyard. If you can slow that by 43%, you know, all you got to do is get to 50 and you double the life. So you can really extend the life of a motor. Why I think it's great if you're, especially when you're used truck shopping, if you can find a higher mileage vehicle that's priced very low because of the miles, but runs good still, and you start running FR3 right away in that, man, what a deal. I mean, you can,
Right.
heck, my marshmallow runs good. You know, so it's like, I got more of my money out of that thing, you know, and it's had FR3 instance.
Should have put the wheel bearing grease with FR3.
No
in it.
kidding. No kidding. I could have used that. The wheel bearing's
We're
not
working
so
on
much.
it.
It just runs great though. So,
Oh, I didn't. You didn't hear that.
It-
We're not working on greases.
oh, there's that a leak.
Oops, not
Oops.
so mystery box now. Is it?
So, so
Why
again,
is
the
that
way,
so
the way I
funny? Do we have
categorize
any- we need some more
FR3 as being a engine protectant, and at the end of the day, it's going to increase the longevity of the motor. I don't understand. I couldn't give you a reason not to use any engine on Earth. and I think I have it in about every one of my engines too. So let's check up on everybody here. Sean Tripoli says FR19 is the cure, still in development. Dan Yost says we all love Kyle's mom. Now, Dan, you dirty man, you. Watch it, Dan.
That's not what he meant.
David Berg's in. Anthony Smith is in. What's up, Mr. Hercules? Eric Wilkes says, I love the smell of FR3. Do you guys have any plans of making a gun grease? I've used the gun oil and it works great, but I like using grease on them since it stays in place longer. Interesting you just said that. We haven't really had... Yeah, speaking of the smell of FR3, I love the smell of FR3 too. We do have our essential oils that we released yesterday on April Fool's Day, but we do hear it a lot. People love the smell of the FR3. I love when they're bottling it here. When I come in the morning and I know which day they're bottling FR3 because it smells really good. As far as the gun grease, when we did a lot of research into the gun oil that we came out with, we didn't get many requests for grease. It's something we can probably look into because something Aaron just leaked under his breath a little bit is that we are looking into greases, maybe. So greases might be in the lab right now.
They might be.
Now we did
The
just
lab's
release
just clean, so there's nothing in the lab.
We did just release our spray greases. So those are out. If everybody remembers our Never Rust, we've been selling the crap out of it, and our Stay and Spray grease.
Spray and stay.
Spray and Stay. You can stay and spray it too.
No movement.
But which is really cool. As a spray and stay sticks, it really turns into a grease. It's really crazy how it works. So I don't know if I'd use it on the gun.
Oh,
Would you use that on
that
a
got
gun?
moved. That's too
I
far of a
see
walk.
it. Yeah. Would you use spray and stay on a gun?
I'm-
I'd rather stick with grease.
I'm not a gun person.
Gotcha. So I'll tell you what, Eric. We'll look into it
Except
because
these.
as he just
Yeah.
as Aaron just mentioned,
Show's over.
we do have grease in the lab and in the plans. So, Cindy Fisher, hi Kyle, love you. Hi Mom. Everybody was wondering if you were tuned in. I'm glad you're in. Everybody was waiting for you. You're more popular than me on here. Ryan Riddle's in. Howdy Ryan. Aaron's in. Hey Kyle Fisher, it's your best friend. Well, maybe not. James Bruce is in. How you doing, James? Brandon says gas truck products. Is that a question, Brandon?
FR3.
Yeah. For a gas truck, obviously on the fuel side, we have our Gasoline Extreme. That's a one-tank cleaner used every 10,000 miles. We do not have an everyday treatment because you really don't need that in gasoline like we do in diesel. But on the oil side, right there, FR3 is the best thing you can do to a gas truck. Again, if it's got some miles on it, start with Stiction Eliminator oil additive first. Get a nice clean out. Switch over to FR3 in your next 2-3 oil changes, and you're good to go. So, Brandon, we also have gear oils here that we sell. We have transmission fluids, gas truck oil. Depends on the application. Might have something for you, might not. What's that? Euro oil. If Euro truck. Yeah, we do have our new Gray Diamond Euro blends that are out now, and they have an SN rating, good for gas or diesel. So depending on the application, we might have something for you. Let us know what kind of truck you got, Brandon. James Bruce says, hey, you studs. Josh Lawyer. Hey, what's up, guys?
I remember him.
FR3 great in the hydraulic oil. Yeah, Josh Lawyer from our Lawyer Farms, who's rocking the center badge on our door there.
He paid me extra for that.
Did he take you off? I wouldn't be surprised.
So, if anybody wants their decals in the center,
So is that what all this placement's about? It's how
Right.
much they paid you?
well, of course, isn't that how the world works?
Guess so. Yeah. Yeah, what did Nick ever do to you, man?
Nothing. Kyle made me mad. Then he.
But Josh Lawyer, Josh is local to us here in Ohio, and he really works with a lot of the agriculture community around here. Does a really good job.
He might accidentally work for R&D department as well.
Maybe.
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 We won't tell.
He gives us a lot of good data, too. And
Yeah.
if anybody knows how good it is in hydraulic oil, it's Josh, because he's working that equipment a lot. And so thanks for chiming in, Josh. But, yeah, absolutely. any hydraulic you got, throw some FR3 and you'll see a gain. So Ryan Reynolds says, so who is Batman and who is Robin here? I'm Batman for sure. You can take Robin. Steve Schwanger's in. What's up, Steve? Todd Isaac's in. Got a little surprise coming next week on that. We'll be tuned about. I know.
I'm gonna FR3 these stinking chairs.
I know. You better be working on grease because I need, says James Bruce. You do not want James Bruce on your butt about a product.
He's the one that made us do it.
Yeah, James,
we weren't gonna until he...
And he forced the issue?
Yeah.
All right, James, you heard that,
I'm
man.
half joking.
You're the creator
But
of that.
he did definitely push
He said,
us over the edge.
I'll be a test subject for you. Is that Big Hoss for Pawn Stars? Wow. Who's Noah? He's going down. John Bear,
no
what is
free
the
product
maintenance
for
dosage
him.
of Stiction Eliminator per quart of oil? John, Stiction Eliminator initial dosage, initial clean out is 2 ounces. I'm sorry, it's 4 ounces per quart. And then you go to the FR3 at 1.5 ounces per quart for a few oil changes. When you come back to that maintenance dosage of Stiction Eliminator, it's half as much, just 2 ounces per quart, regardless of your capacity size. We want to stick with that. Peyton Zeroff says, can you use FR3 in an NV 5600 transmission?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And if he stays tuned when we release the synchro mesh fluid, we can use that instead.
Oh, that is a synchro mesh transmission,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, which reminds me, another question
Oh,
that
no.
came in today. This goes into the
So you ready for
application-wise. On motorcycles, when they have a wet clutch, no
Correct.
FR3, right?
Ironically, that's what we used to say. But
Are you about to
guess
change it
what?
on me? No way.
We found that it works.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's safe, because I know we've
Yeah,
had...
we like drug our feet forever because we didn't have enough data. Like
Right.
everybody said,
Everyone told us that
like it works great. Like, so
we just
still
don't like to put it out there until
Right.
we know that we're pretty confident about
Yeah.
it. So we can now openly say a wet clutch motorcycle,
Ta-da!
which a wet clutch means that the engine shares the oil with the transmission,
Well,
effectively.
so I worked on my brother's cars. He worked on my motorcycles. So I'm out of the loop on this one.
Right. But the reason why people are often worried about that is
But they
'cause-
do some have separate, some
Right.
share.
So now we can make it official. Wet clutch, okay for FR3.
Wet clutch approved.
Wet clutch approved.
There's the stamp of approval.
Nice. Dan Yo says, I'm going to need some gear oil ASAP, Kyle. We can line that up, Dan. Jonathan Guadarrama says, what's the first product to use on a diesel engine? Jonathan, on the oil additive side of things, if it is a new diesel, go right to FR3 in your oil. If it is a engine that already has some miles on it, you want to clean it out first. Start with Stiction Eliminator as your first step in the oil additive, and then switch to FR3 on your next 2 to 3 oil changes before you go back to Stiction Eliminator.
What about the fuel side?
On the fuel side, we have a similar 2-step system. Our Diesel Extreme is your deep cleanse, and that
Right.
you're going to use every 6,000 miles, whereas our EDT is designed to be used for every single tank. 2-step, 2 steps, real easy. You want to do the 2-step dance for everybody?
No.
No?
Is that 4 total steps?
That's
Just
2 on each side, yep.
okay.
Amy Gilbert saying, what's up, Amy? Anthony Smith says, what's up? Good info. Thanks, Anthony. And watch out for Hercules. I know Anthony's our buddy from Memphis Street Outlaws. Hercules, if you guys remember, was in our booth at PRI this year. And I'm telling you, that thing has been a beast this year already. It's just, with his new setup, it's running so good. And he's got an event coming up. Anthony and Austin, his son, put together a little race down there in Tennessee. I think it's northern Tennessee, southern Kentucky area this summer. So little cool side event they're going to do. So stay tuned to that. It'll be kind of fun to see. I don't know what Anthony's plans are this weekend, but I know that there's a lot of people doing something this weekend. Big top secret stuff. So good luck if you're heading out there. I know my
Stay
man.
at home order.
I know my right. That's the whole
Gotcha.
thing. So I know my man Buster Kent is going to be
Staying at home.
staying at home. So
Right.
good luck to everybody that's staying at home this weekend. We'll report back next week. Jonathan Guadarrama says, I see a lot of products but not sure where to start. I think I have a DD15 on a Freightliner. Yeah, Jonathan, again, like we said, you want to start with the Stiction Eliminator and the oil and the Diesel Extreme and the fuel tank. After that initial oil change, switch to FR3. After that initial fuel tank, switch to EDT. We also have a full line of engine oils as well. All of our engine oils come infused with
FR3.
FR3. We already put it in there for you. So we have everything from a Group 2,
So
Group
what if
3
they
blend.
have a very old engine
Uh-huh.
and they want to switch over to our oil immediately? What would you recommend?
They want to switch to our oil right away?
Right.
Personally,
Ha, ha.
here's what I would recommend. If you have an older vehicle that's got a lot of miles on it and you want to switch to our oil, and you're not currently using any of our products, I would recommend to run a batch of Stiction Eliminator through the oil first. Keep your junk oil that you're using, whatever it may be. Well, I assume if they're
harsh.
moving to our oil, they're upgrading their oil. Most oils do not have the cleansing properties that ours do.
Check.
So I recommend investing in some Stiction Eliminator first, adding it to the oil you're using, and then get that cycle done. So when you are changing that
What
oil,
if you're at the end of that engine oil life?
then you're asking the question: can I spike Hot Shots oil with some Stiction Eliminator?
Yes.
Sure. I've had people do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Again, if you just cold switch over to our oil, one of our green diamonds or blue diamonds, something like that has the FR3 in it, it's going to clean out the engine. It'll just take a little bit longer.
Right.
So I wouldn't do a full dosage, but I might put a pint in there,
Put the maintenance dose.
so a
in.
little 16 in there on top of some fresh blue diamond. Get that cleaning going real quick. You're good to go. The only reason why I like to get it cleaned out before we switch is because same thing with the cleansing properties in the FR3. It's returning all of that coking and the varnished oil, the burnt oil, back to a liquid form. So it becomes part of your oil at that point.
Right.
So are you degrading your oil package in some manner? A little bit. We'd rather have it there than stuck in the motor causing issues. But once that oil change comes out, all that comes out with the flush. Then you get fresh oil on fresh internals. That's what I really like.
Win-win.
It's a win-win. That's right.
It's probably more than just 2 wins.
Get finished up here. I got Justin just throwing another one. Can you use Stiction Eliminator or FR3 in mixed gas for outdoor power equipment? If so, what are the treat rates?
The official Hot Shot secret stance is
We do not have
dose,
enough research.
dose the oil the same 5% or what is it, 13.5% that you would with normal car oil. So you have your fuel mixture, your oil mixture for the 2-stroke, just it's the 5% of the oil, not the
Gotcha.
total package.
Gotcha. So basically, before mixing the fuel and the oil,
So that's the
dose
official
the oil
one.
properly, then mix it with fuel.
Correct. Now, if they want to hear some fun stories that we shouldn't tell online,
I'm down.
we're too lazy to mix. That's a lie. I'm too lazy to mix. Instead of oil, I use FR3
Oh,
and as my 2-cycle oil.
yeah. Well, there you go.
No problems.
Are we ready to go?
But that's me. That's not. It's
That's you.
not right.
That's not company badged you.
Right.
And if so, what is the treat rates? Again, you want to stick with a 5% dosage of FR3
Right.
on the oil side.
Correct.
Cool. So there you go, Justin. Brent Hillier says same dosage ratio of gas extreme in small engines like mowers. Gas extreme, I think we're recommending what? I think it's 16 ounces to 20 gallons now.
Off-road version. Remember that.
It's off the bottle. I just noticed. So that's what's dosed. So what I always, Brent, what I always
Yeah.
recommend is to go ahead and dose your gas cans rather than trying to figure out what your capacity is of your mower. So if you've got a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon, gas can in the garage, then a 10-gallon can, I'd do like 8 ounces in the 10-gallon can, fill it with fuel. Now it's already properly dosed, and you can just fill up your your lawnmower as much as you need out of it. That's kind of the better way to go than to try to figure out the capacity of the actual lawnmower itself.
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation. So that's all I got. We are going to do. Looks like Eric brought out some mini banners. Da, da, da. We got some mini banners here. So I guess we're going to give away some FR3 and a mini banner. I guess that's why he brought them out. So
If not, they are now.
they are now. They're gone. So how about John Bear Jr., Brandon Newber, and Jonathan Guadarrama? Why don't the three of you guys send us a message, send Levi a message on Facebook Messenger, or if you're watching on YouTube or wherever, send us a message. Let us know your address. We will send you out a nice mini banner for your man cave or your garage or something, and then a little FR3 to play with too, now that you learn a little bit more about it and have all these cool applications to use it for. So, John Bear Jr., Brandon Newber, and Jonathan Guadarrama, congrats. Give us a message, and we'll get you out to shoot some stuff.
Sounds good.
Anything else from you, sir?
No.
No?
No.
Well, stay safe out there,
Well, not
folks. We've got something really cool cooking here that we're really proud about. We're hoping to kind of talk about it today, but we pushed it off a little bit. So stay tuned to the Facebook page, and certainly by this time next Thursday at 1:30, you'll hear all about it, and it's really pretty cool. I'm not going to spill it.
Good.
I'm not going to spill it, but stay tuned. And until next time, have a great weekend. Let's hope this weather gets better, and stay safe out there, and wash your hands, folks. See you next Thursday.